Hi everyone, my name is Nancy and this is my knitting podcast. I may be looking weird in my head, but I didn't wash my hair, I didn't want to, and this is my outfit, in case if you're wondering. The best for the warmer season, autumn, spring, even summer, because I have summer hats when I'm not washing my hair and I don't want to, and I want to look like stylish. I just put on the hats and I'm just looking more like hipster than tired mom. So I hope it will be a short video because I almost have no acquisitions or nothing that's interesting for you to show, so we're just going through my finished objects, works in progress, and we'll see. My two finished objects are accessories, and I do have them with me. The first one is, well, here or here. The first one is mittens by Petit Knit that I made for my daughter using Cardiff Cashmere classic yarn in this pink color. Someone on Instagram asked me, is it Muji? And I have no idea because I had only 2 balls of yarn. I do not have the tags from them, so I have no idea what exact color it was, but it's this mauvey dusty pink. My daughter loves pink, so here she had. I didn't bought it by myself. My mom brought it here when she was coming for the holidays, so I had the 2 balls of yarn. I made the size 4 or 5 years, size 3 if I'm correct, and it took me like exact 1 ball and I don't know, maybe not the 20 meter, 10 meters, 5 meters, really small amount of yarn from the second ball. So I have the second ball. I'm not sure what I will be using it for, but I'm pretty sure it can become one day a Sophie's scarf for her, because she has several of them, and most of one of the most worn is baby blue, and this will be in her coloring palette, also nice looking scarf. Didn't make it. So the mittens, it was my first mittens, it was my first baby mittens. The pattern by itself very simple, even for the first time mitten knitting person. It was simple. I tried to use deep ends. I am suck in this kind of needles. I just, for the love of God, I cannot use DP ends. They just like be performing like that. And so after the ribbed calf size, I was using just magic loop technique. How you made these mittens, if you're interested, you are making double amount of calf size ribbon, then you just fold your calves, made one round together with the stitch from the cast on round, and then yours round, and you know how we know how to do the folded neckline, folded neck, yes, so it's the same like procedure. And then you're making your I don't know how it's called, your paw, until the finger, you're increasing the way for the finger, then you place your finger stitches on hold, making it to the full length until you start decreasing, and then you're closing the stitches here, then you're connecting those stitches from the thumb, and you're making the thumb. As good as I'm in explaining, that's everything that I can tell. Very simple construction. The yarn is beautiful. I love Cardiff Cashmere Classic. After blocking, it's getting even more fluffier, relaxed. I had some tensions problem regarding my magic loop. Well, it's kind of somewhere visible, but not as for me to bother about it. Not in any way. It's child's mittens. I made it because it's winter. She's constantly cold in her hands, and she has this very warm stuffed ballony feel, I don't know, mittens, but it's hard for her to play in the snow. It's okay, but with some small objects because of the grip, and and I have my cashmere gloves from Zara, and I think it's gorgeous yarn for that kind of accessory, because it's warm, it's really nice with water. Well, it's not, right, the every wool yarn, natural fibers, they not soak as easily as any of artificial fibers. When we are blocking, we need to soak them so they get wet, and it's really pleasant for the skin. They are very warm. I placed an not invisible, clear ribbon in the cuffs, because while I made it ribbed cuffs, I guess my tension for the ribbon should be another. I should have maybe choose smaller needles. I made it on 3mm needles, and yeah, I probably should use 2, so it will be more dense. And well, there was sliding off the hand, so I just placed 3 rounds of this ribbon into the cuffs, and now they are good. She's wearing it. And unfortunately, accessories that I made for her is the only stuff that she's wearing from my hand knits, not the sweaters or something. It's like very forgettable, but accessories, yeah, she's wearing it. Good for me. The second accessory was, well, it's not a gift knit. Maybe it's the gift knit, but it's not like any special occasion. So the second one I made for my husband, this kind of, not the hood, cowl. Yes, I made my husband a cowl. He had one that I bought him. He had one, it's starting to look ugly, and I had leftovers from my cardigan that Piet cardigan that I presented to my mom on the Christmas, and I had this Lana Gatto Maxi Soft yarn. It's merino, not super wash yarn. It's bulky weight merino yarn, very soft, beautiful yarn, in this deep navy color. So I had like the ball and the ball leftovers, and I used all of them. I made it twice. So first my attempt wasn't successful. This was self-drafting project. I just picked up most it's not the random amount of stitches. I had this I don't know how it's properly called in the knitting community, stitches. So when you have, it's like check stitch maybe. There is 3 pearls, 3 pearls, 3 needs, 3 pearls, 3 needs, and then you are making. I made 4 rounds. As you can see, I don't have it. because he is wearing it constantly, so I cannot remember it. I cannot see and tell you in normal way how it's knit. So 3 purl stitches, 3 knit stitches, 4 rounds. You go like that, and then you are switching, and where you had the purl stitches, you made the knit stitches, and reverse, so on. So you have this check like texture. The first attempt wasn't successful because I picked up too many stitches, and I was like limited on the yarn, so I used all of it, and it appeared to be too wide and too short for him, not very much covering the neck, and like, so I'm just, okay, I will redo it. I didn't want to redo it, but it was like, I wanted him to look good in it, not just like, you know, it will be fine. No, it should be good. And I spent maybe evening or 2 evenings on this project, so it's not a big deal. It was made on 6mm needles, again, not a small gauge, so okay. I did it, and I just decreased the amount of stitches by 6. If you want to make this cowl, here's my recipe. I made 96 stitches, cast on 96 stitches with long tail cast on. That then I made 5 rows or garter stitch. Then that pattern, meaning 3 stitches of purls, 3 stitches of knits in the round, repeating total amount of 4 stitches, and then you are continuing until you see that you are going to be out of yarn. So then you are making another 5 rows of garter stitch and closing it. I used, did I use the Icelandic bind off? Maybe, or I remember that I tried to use Icelandic bind off, but probably I'm ending up using a regular bind off, just like more, not so tight, just not so tight, so it will stretch a bit, but like there's no need to stretch it a lot, because you know it should be elastic to have the ability pull it off and on your head, but to maintain the shape, so it won't be frilling. That's my recipe if you're interested in this kind of project. He's wearing it constantly, like monogamously. It's navy. It's have fun texture. I have photos, one on him, and it sits good. So just 2 good and wears, 2 good knits. And now a project that I made for himself. It's this Tulip loop sweater. More about the creation of this Tulip loop sweater you can see, or will have ability to see on my on separate video, because I have some footage and hopefully I made a video from this footage. But yes, let's talk briefly about this one. This is Tulip loop sweater designed by Ada Loops, her first sweater from the series. I made it using fingering weight merino wool and 2 strands of lace Falkland wool. The Falkland wool is by West Yorkshire Spinners, and I hit the gauge with half of the size bigger needles, 5 if I'm correct. There is some problems with the fit of the sweater, but like generally speaking, I love the sweater very much. As you can see, it's nice yellowish, butterish yellow. It's a little bit of marling because of the color differences of the yarn. The Falkland yarn is starting to get more fluffy. I do not have problems with shading or, you know, this wearing stuff. I made this using 1200 of merino wool and supposedly the same amount, 1200 meters, supposedly the same amount of lace yarn, like by 2, so 2. I have left this amount of yarn. Yeah, something even less than 1200 meters of yarn. So well, I didn't weigh it. Something about 300 grams of merino, and this is like 1/4 of the skein of the yarn. And at the end, I have problems with it tangling, so I have this piece also. Really like the yarns. This yarn combination is beautiful. I really proud of myself that I remembered about this exquisite way lace yarn. I did like the combination, the color, everything is perfect. About small things about the fit, because the sleeves not as big and oversized and as I wanted it to be, and as they supposed to be, and the length of the garment itself a bit cropped. As I thought, everything hopefully will be in that video. I, from my side, love this sweater because of the color, because of the cables. It's my only cabled sweater that I made, and actually only one that I'm wearing. And what else? I prefer that I'm okay, and I like that it's not the cropped fit, it's like regular length. I like it because like lately I have very long sweaters, like longer than my, well, this one is shorter than my regular long sweater collection. So it's something new. And another, it's warm, it's pleasant to the skin, very nice squishy yarn. Pattern is good too. It was nice to work it. I made it in 14 days, so it's quite entertaining. I liked it. And thanks God, the rib, well, this transformation before and after blocking for ribbing, it's like, thanks God yarn can do this. Because when I was trying it before blocking, it was so tight, I was like scared a bit. Well, yeah, not the scared, but I thought that maybe I should lose some weight to wear it. No comment on that section. So yes, this is all my finished object from the time that you haven't seen me, and now we will talk about my works in progress. The first of them will be my trio loop sweater from the other loops again, and actually in the end you will see that we have some color palette right here. And this one I've showed you in previous video, but while I was editing it, I just realized that I didn't talk much about the yarn, for example. So Tulip sweater, as you can see, I made whole body and I made the neckline, and there is locking of sleeves because I'm run out of my mohair yarn. For the sweater I used the mohair yarn from Sunday's Garn, cos yarn from Sunday's Garn in the same pink color. Are they the same? I hope they are. And the Vulia from Gepard Garn. First of all, the sweater is supposed to be made from 2 strands of Vulia and 1 strand of silk mohair. From the beginning I bought another contrast color to this Vulia, so I had the beige one and the pink one. The pink one, like, I didn't like how they combine. At that moment I thought that the beige color is too like neutral. For that pink it should be or the white color or some kind of brown color, not this beige. So I didn't want to buy another yarn, so I had this cos yarn, pink one, and I used this. And on the beginning of the swatching I realized that, well, this is bulky or extremely bulky garment weight yarn. You have 2 strands of something bulky yarn and 1 strand of mohair. According to pattern, you should be using 7 millimeter needles. 7 or 6.5. I'm pretty sure it's 7. I always forgot in these details. And let's say 7. I swatched it on 7 millimeter needles, and I didn't like the drape because there wasn't any drape. It was really stiff yarn. It's more like jacket-wise fabric than the sweater fabric. And I decided to take bigger needles. I didn't have 7.5, so I took 8 millimeter needles, and this one is made on 8 millimeter needles. Frankly saying, I could use 9 millimeter needles and it will be more drapey. I'm not sure how it will be blocked. There is I guess the reason of this drape and potential blocking problems is because of my second yarn, not the Vulia but the Cows yarn. It's the blown yarn, so it has this cord and it's blown and it's very bulky. And the Vulia is bulky in the other way, so while it's sitting, it's like very plush yarn, but when you're trying to tight it or like pull it, you can see that it become more thinner, so it's like kind of yarn. And maybe using 2 strands of Vulia won't be so bulky in the final after blocking object. That possibly will be in my case, but nevertheless, so how you making this garment, very interesting, because as you can see it purled, but don't afraid, that's not so much purling. You are making the back panel, obviously back and forth, so yes, there is a purling, and you making front panel after it, so you know the shoulders, you picking the shoulders, you making increases in the neckline. Then as you can see, you have this section where you will need to purl a bit, but actually it doesn't really matter, because like you are purling here, you are knitting here, you are purling here, you are knitting here. Like every other sweater that has this drop shoulder drop shoulder construction. We are purling our yoke for some time, and then after we will be connecting the two parts for the body. You are turning your garment on the left side, on the wrong side, and you will knit all the body. So it's not problem, and the ribbon is made also on the wrong side. It's supposed to be easy making garment, but because of the yarn choice and because of the needle size, yeah, it sounds like the bigger needle size is better for the speed of your knitting, but I have the problems with it just to be too bulky and too stiff, and all time it's tidying. So I made it, well, for quite a long time, and I do not have sleeves, as you can see at this point. And here a small life hack from me to you, working with big needle sizes. So when you get a big needle sizes, I don't have, oh no, okay, let's see on this pen. So if you have the big needle sizes and you are, in my case, I'm using interchangeable needles, and the place when you are screwing them together with your cord is always the same size, but the needle is getting bigger, and it's getting bigger very like fast, let's say. That's why you have this not very comfortable increasing in the size, which is provoking your yarn. When you have on your left needle yarn, you need to push your stitches on this needle with, you know, force. You need to push them on your needle because of this difference in dimensions here and there. And what I was doing for this knitting, because it was really irritating and it's getting me even more work with the needles and physical work, because you need to push, you need to pull here, and it's like too much. Oh, I'm sorry. It's too much for the sweater. So what I was doing, I was just replace my left needle size on 1 or 2 sizes down. I had the 8mm needle on my working needle, my right side needle, and 6.5 on my left side. So the stitches there that come in bigger because of the 8mm needle will be sliding more easily on the 6.5mm needle, and obviously this difference in circumferences from the cord to the needle is smaller in the case of 6mm needle, so you will not have to push them that hard. They just like sliding away. If you didn't do it, if you didn't do it before, or if you not as lazy and try to make your life easier than me, yes, that's a great life hack. Leave me a comment if you knew something new from me. And talking about the yarn, as you can see, there probably will be problems with blocking, because this is the Wulia yarn. Ugh. I don't know if it has any point. Okay, this is the Wulia yarn, for example, and it's very elastic. It's bulky here, but when you pull it, it's elastic. So I suppose Other Loop use this yarn because it will transform after blocking into more longer sweater version. It will get longer lengthwise, and this is okay. Mohair, obviously not. Well, they use mohair, so it's probably to control the length, so it won't, you know, increase enormously. But the blown yarn have no stretch almost at all, so I guess that's the problem with my wrist pains, we'll say, and its potential will become the problem with my finished garment, and it could be too short. Well, that's the choice that I made. You should think ahead, not like me. Yeah, that's all about this garment. I didn't order thin silk mohair yet. I left only 1 and almost 2 balls of the Vulia yarn. I guess I need to order 2 more. I thought that if it's, you know, that big chunky knit and big size needles, it will consume less yarn, but it's already 4 balls of mohair yarn, and I need, I guess, 2, so it's 6 balls of mohair yarn. It's typical amount for my size in any other smaller gauge knits. Also, I'm making the biggest size, so we'll see how it will be blocking. And yeah, I haven't steam blocked it, but I really want to. Let's see, we'll see. Another update on my, it's supposed to be a short video, but I'm talking too much. Another update is my Alex hood is my Alex hood from Knitting for Olive, Pernille Larsen. As you can see, I finished my second tail. I have connected them. Oh, it looks horrifying. I'm not the person that making Kitchener stitch nice. This kind of patterns is not for me, and I don't know why I choose this one, because I knew that will be the seam. I tried to make the Kitchener stitch. Here you can look, it's horrendous. Then I just sewn them together like mattress stitching, so it's sliding on the main yarn. Yeah, bad work, but I cannot do better. The problem that I supposed to learn how to, because on this pattern you have the same kind of seam on your forehead, so that could be a problem. If it's on the back of your neck and you won't see the front side is yeah, I need to figure out what to do with it. As you can see, 2 tails are here. I even steam block them because I thought, oh, that's too short. I steam block them. They get bigger, longer, and my ribbon gets much attractive. Thanks God, because my 2x2 rib is not very nice looking thing, but blocking helping with it. I love the yarn. I'm using Flora yarn from the drops because I had it in my pantry, and I'm using Gepard cashmere lace yarn. I had 2 balls of them. This is still my first ball. Cashmere lace yarn is 300 meters ball, so yeah, it's really transforms after the blocking. The cashmere become more fluffy, and yeah, it softens the Flora yarn. It will be even better if I've used some merino wool yarn, but I had the Flora and I didn't want to buy another yarn for this project. And as you can see, I already started the hood part. Yes, I picked the stitches and started to make the creases here and there. So yeah, this is my progress. Let me see if I can, oh, not lose any stitches. I don't know what to do. The length is still not enough for me to make it in two sides, so it's either this kind of way or that kind of way. I don't know, maybe I'll try to pull it while blocking again to make it a little bit longer, but that my side note. If you are working on Alex hood yourself, maybe there is the reason to make another, I guess, another 2 rounds of increasing to get it longer. The tails get longer, so you will have ability to work it around your neck as very popular nowadays, Safi hood. That's it for my Alex hood. And the last one is my color work project that was on my autumn wish list, knitting list. This is my Inge sweater by Lene Home Sam Sew or Lenit. I choose not the Sagar yarn as recommended but Peer Gynt by Sunless Garn. I've already used, this is my second cream ball, and this is 2 color work balls that I have. As you can see, usage of this, I don't know what the color is, mossy green. It's not that green. It's hard for me to understand this color, but it's more yellowy greenish for me. Maybe it's really like some mossy green, and I like the combination of it with this pale pink one. So it's my first this kind of color work. I'm pretty sure there is specific name for this kind of sweaters. It's stranded color work. Yes, I know this, but this kind of sweaters, I do not know what it is. Maybe it's like Icelandic. I'm mess if we are talking about the terms. Not my one. So this one is interesting because you need to have 4 pairs of needles, something like that. You have really small needles to beginning of your work. Here you're making the rows of the knitting, so it will be like scrunching, folding nicely. Then you are making ribbon with same stitches, and then at some point you are changing your stitch needles. You're changing your needles on the bigger ones and making another portion of this ribbon, and even you are having the short rows in your ribbon. So it's pretty smart decision. You won't be seeing any short rows, you know, the white big section here for forming the short forming the back or using short rows. So the back and the front from this color work perspective is the same, but you have this hidden short rows in your neck, so it will be sitting better. I like how it was smart choose. Yes, it's my second color work. The first one was the wave sweater. This time I don't have to catch any flows, so the biggest amount of the same color stitches is 5, and they looks nice. I'm working it on 4.5mm needles, the same as pattern suggesting. So far it looks good in terms of the sizing. I need to make this section till the end to understand it, but I made just this diamond section, and if I'm not mistaken, in on the chart you have to make 3 of them or something like that, so for the yoke. So at this point I already have fair amount of stitches for this kind of width of my shoulder yoke part. It's nice. Yes, that's in color my stitch marker that I made by myself. Sometimes I think that I should sell them, but yeah, tell if you will be interested in buying some kind of these stitch markers for me. Yeah, what else to say? The pattern is charted. It's first time that I'm working with a pattern of this designer. Looks nice. In some moments there was like a situation that I calculated wrongly, or she made it wrong. I'm not sure, but it's most probably my fault. But I have some stitches differences, amount of stitches differences on the each shoulder. Like it was confusing, so I was just redoing of some this raglan dividing row, and yeah, now it's all on place. It's for me, and obviously for the color work, it's very important in this project to have the same amount of stitches, so no modification from my side because of the color work. I really hope that after blocking it won't be this wavy, it will be more relaxed, but this is my wrong side, left side, so looking pretty neat. I don't think that I was pulling the strands somehow, so yeah. And as I said, I'm really pleased with these colors. And also, as I said, that you have the theme here, like theme of the colors. I love pinks. This year is pink color for me. It's not the Barbie year, which is very weird. That pink come to me this year. I have a lot of pink dresses. I bought a lot of pinks because I just realized that this kind of cool pink is my color. I have problems with warmer colors, but the cool is mine, 100%. Okay, and this was all of my works and projects and my finished objects. Only acquisition that I have, not very interesting. It's what it is. It's the daisy yarn. Don't have it with me. Oh, I have one ball. Yeah, because I forgot to hide it with the others. I bought 15 of the daisy 01 color yarn. I love this color. Again, I prefer daisy by drops more than double Sunday, but from Sunday's Garden, but double Sunday has a little bit better color choices. So I like their color choices, but this yarn is better as my opinion, because it has not as loose spin as the double Sunday, because double Sunday I feel it's spinned loosely than this one, and when you're working with it, often it's like, you know, on spine, and you have the problem with catching all of these strands. So I love this. I bought it because there is promotion, and it cost me 11 zlotych, 11.30 zlotych, which is very low. Like $3, something like that. I bought this yarn for this sweater by Sunday's Garden that I'm planning to make God knows, well, for the 2 years, not God knows, but for the 2 years. Love this sweater. It's a sweater designed to be made from double Sunday and in silk mohair. I find this daisy is substituting double Sunday, kids silk mohair, or another kind of staple cream color mohair. It's not the problem. I bought the yarn because there was promotion and I need 15 balls. It's much cheaper to get 15 balls on the promotion, especially drops yarn, than Sunday's gun yarn, and it will be laying in my pantry and just waiting till I cast on that sweater because I love it and I will make it. Most probably, well, I didn't have any like this kind of cable knitted, multiple different design cable knitted sweaters. At some point I was looking at storm sweater, you know, it was popular, but this one is my one on the list at the end. So the yarn is just for it to be and laying and waiting. Not very interesting, as I promised. So thank you for watching. It's the end of this video that's supposed to be short, but you know, consider, please leave me a comment, consider to subscribe, to like this video, and blah 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 blah. Thank you for watching. Hope you get fun and have a nice day. Bye.